Hello everyone and welcome back to the F1 Ultimate Career. Today we have the European Grand Prix around Valencia. Wow, these last two races have been two ends of the spectrum, haven't they? Last time out, incredible race. We got very lucky, but you have to take these opportunities when they arise, and we got our first win of our career. How many more are we going to get throughout the duration of our career? Who knows? But then in Monaco, it was absolutely terrible last, and our first retirement in our career. So yeah, it's probably going to be somewhere around the middle today. Obviously last season in Valencia was very, very good. We finished 7th, and it was also very good for another driver in the series, Karun and I, where he finished 5th in a HRT, which is sublime, to be honest. So let's see what he can do in his Force India. Obviously he's only on 4 points at the moment, but that's fine. And yeah, not quite sure why I'm talking about Force India. We need to be focusing on ourselves, and hopefully Kamui, come on, you can score some more points today. I believe in you. All right, less chatter. Let's head on to qualifying. Let's go. And that is why you don't keep the DRS open around corners. That's brilliant. I set a bank lap just then, 136 nut, well basically a 137. I was up by about 6 or 7 tenths on that lap, but yeah, I just completely ruined it, which is great. So back into the pits. I did set this on primes, so fingers crossed this will be enough to get into Q2. But let's keep an eye on the time, shall we?
Great job, we're through to qualifying 2.
Nice. We are down in 15th now. I didn't go back out, obviously, but we didn't exactly squeeze through. We were second safe, well, 9/10 safe, but yeah, tomato in that regard. Anyway, let's see who didn't make it through. I mean, D'Ambrosio 18th, so he must have beaten someone in the midfield. He did. Pastor Maldonado down in 21st place. That's really poor from him. Obviously he was in first in Q1 last time in Canada, so yeah, not quite sure what's happened there to even be behind the likes of D'Ambrosio, Kovalainen and Close. So yeah, not quite sure what happened to him. He's going to be really disappointed with that, and that's going to be tough to get back anywhere close to the points. Let's see what else happened. Kamui up in P12, that's pretty respectable, not too bad. And of course, Fernando Alonso, inevitable, isn't he? It's very close between the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. Let's see if the McLarens can get involved in Q2. Thank you for the tow, Lewis. And we'll take that position off you. Thank you very much. 4 tenths up on our teammate, who's the barrier into Q3 at the moment. And the start of the lap didn't feel too good, to be honest. I'm not sure where our pace is lacking. Well, clearly in the first sector. There's got someone up ahead of us. Hopefully they don't impede us too much. Don't have the DRS open round there. It's Mark Webber. A little bit slow into this last apex. Let's get the toe off of him. Gonna cross the line. It's
that last lap puts you into 8th.
It's a 1:35, so I have found 2 seconds from Q1. Obviously now I'm on options.
Just 1 minute.
But it's not too bad. I am going to go again just to make sure and just to stay safe, because we are on P8. I'm not sure how far above P10 we are now, so, and yeah, there we go. That's why we're going again. 3 tenths found already in the first sector and going purple. Let's see if we can continue this. Not going to be good after that, is it? Ah, that is so harsh. Come on. Lap time invalidated. We're even going even faster in sector 2, but yeah, that's it for us.
Great job, we're through to the shootout.
Cool. Yeah, P8 was we had 3.5 tenths on our teammate in the end. He just misses out, but he should have a good strategy for tomorrow, at least starting in P11. Nico Hulkenberg in that Williams just sneaking through in 10th place, so well done to him. Who's setting the pace again? It's Alonso, but Vettel is there, and now Hamilton's joined in, so it's going to be very tight in this Q3. Sorry. Let's see who joined. Kobayashi out. It's Rosberg and Kubica again. It's just Kubica, such an enigma this season. And yeah, Rosberg down in 13th once again. His qualifying this season has been shocking so far, and Schumacher's actually beating him in the standings. So Rosberg, yeah, having a pretty poor season so far. All right, it's time for Q3. Right, I'm out on my outlap at the moment, and look at the car status. Look at my front brakes; they're completely ruined. Have a look at it. Oh God, Schumacher! Look, I can't brake. I was going to barrel straight into Schumacher if I didn't turn there. What the hell? We've got brake failure here in Q3. I've never seen brake failure before.
3 minutes to go.
I don't think I've seen that on any Formula 1 game. Let's see what the brakes are like down into here. Yeah, pathetic. Well, I think that's us done. We can't set a quali lap like that, so I think it's over. Well, seems like we used all of our luck in Montreal. Wow, I have never ever seen that before. Not only in this game, but in fact any Formula 1 game. I don't think I've seen a brake failure in my life before. So, I mean, it's pretty cool that it's in the game, but like, it's just annoying that it's happened now. But whatever. P10, it's not awful. We weren't really pushing any higher than this, really. We could have got like maybe P7, P8, but yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. Look at that though, P4, Nico Hulkenberg in the Williams. An incredible qualifying session from him. Well done to him. Like, fair play. That is crazy in a Williams, especially this season when they're really poor in real life. But who else? It's his home Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso on pole ahead of Sebastian Vettel. They will be on the front row for tomorrow's race. We've got Felipe Massa up there in third, then the two McLarens on row 3. Michael Schumacher 7th, Weber again poor to be down in P8, and Vitaly Petrov right behind him in 9th. But yeah, brake failure for us in Q3, not much we can do about that. So let's just go ahead onto the race. Hopefully they fix it in time for the race. We'll see you there. Alright, you join us here on race day for the European Grand Prix, 29 laps of the Valencian circuit heading our way. No chance of rain today, completely dry race, starting from P10 and starting on fresh options. So that's pretty nice for us, starting in P10. We've got our teammate right behind us in 11th, so let's see what we can both do in today's race. Have a quick look at the strategy. It's another 3-stopper in this race, coming in lap 7 for another set of options, then primes and options to finish. Yeah, only 6 laps our final stint, so these option tyres are clearly going to go off very quickly, so we're going to have to manage that throughout the race. Alright, we all know the grid. Hulkenberg in P4, but it's Alonso once again right at the top, and let's see if he can win another race. And he kind of deserved it in Canada, but maybe he can make reparations here in Valencia. Alright, enough chitter chatter. Let's go to the grid and let's start this race. Come on. Alright, here we go. Lining up P10, we've got Petrov ahead of us, Kamui behind. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what the Hulk can do from P4. Realistic damage turned up a notch today, and we're off. Let's keep it nice and tidy. I think it's 3 wide just then. We've got Schumacher on our inside, and looks like Hulkenberg's been shuffled down a couple of places. We've got Petrov right there, Rosberg on the outside. We've got Kamui's had a good start. God, I really don't want to lose my front wing there as Kamui goes past. Can he go down the inside of Webber, and Rosberg's down the inside of me. Webber's had a shocking start, and we managed to stay ahead of Rosberg, which is pretty important. Webber, yeah, really poor getaway for him. Let's try and get in the toe of Mark here. Red Bull not looking very fast in this early stage of the race. I was just checking my car status to make sure my brakes weren't on fire, so that's good. They're alright today. So Webber all over the place in this first lap. It's probably a good opportunity to try and get past, but it's quite hard to overtake here. So if we're going to get it done, we need to get it done soon. It's a really good start for Kamui though, up in P8, so well done to him. He really needs to start scoring. As Webber's off, and that's a free position. There's a Renault off in the background. I think that was Petrov, but we carry on, and that's a freebie for us up into P9. Thank you very much, Webber, all over the shop in this first lap as we have Kamui now ahead of us. We should start working as a team, I feel. We can't really keep up to Schumacher in this first lap, but it's only for the first lap, so let's at least give him a chance, shall we? Just not quite enough to get up to Kamui there. We're still running P8, P9 at the moment. DRS has just been enabled, but I feel like if I pass Kamui, then Webber and Rosberg are just going to get straight past him. So I think we need to work as a team right now. I don't want to be selfish and just ruin Kamui's race. Mark nearly runs into the back of us. Kamui going very defensive, and Mark's actually gone up the inside of me there, but I've got the traction to get past him again. So I really need Kamui to speed up. I really need him to speed up, because we're just going to get swallowed up by Webber and Rosberg here, who are clearly quicker than the two of us at the moment. So I think we just need to get to our first pit stop. We need to at least give Kamui a chance to stay ahead of him.
Sometime within the next 5 laps.
Yeah, our pit stop's what, 3 laps away, so that kind of makes sense if he's not running a 2-stop. But yeah, I know I'm faster than Kamui at this point. I've got a lot of fuel to play around with, and Schumacher's not too far up the road, so I'm not too worried at the moment. But if it starts to create a massive gap up to Schumacher and Hulkenberg ahead, then I will think about getting past him. But we can't think about that right now. We need to work as a team, even though I'm a lot faster than him at this time. Alright, Kamui's in for his pit stop, as are the rest of the front runners, all in for their first pit stop. So we're actually going to take the lead of the race here. Oh no, we're not. There's still Massa and Button ahead of us, but we're ahead of Alonso now. He's going to be absolutely rapid, isn't he, after his first pit stop. So up into P3, but we've been relinquished. We've been released. Let's see what we can do now. Let's whack it up into Rich Mix. Obviously our tyres aren't feeling great, but we could probably jump Kamui here. I'm not sure. Hopefully he's had a good pit stop. We'll just see where we end up after our pit stop.
You need to find some speed. The car behind is closing in.
Come into the pits, nice and easy. Our tyres feel horrible towards the end of that. Yeah, that was pretty tough. But it looks like Button and Massa are going to get out ahead of Alonso. I'm not sure, but we need to focus on our own race. The rest of the gang behind us are in, such as Webber, Rosberg, Chandok's back there, Al Kashwari. So where are we going to rejoin the race? We're in 7th at the moment. There goes Hulkenberg. And there's a Lotus, sorry, on our outside. Who's that? It's Trulli, and he's been holding up Schumacher. So not. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, I know that. So not only have we jumped Kamui by a huge amount, we've jumped Schumacher as well. So thank you very much, Trulli. Up into P7 now. Yeah, that's good to know. Thank you very much. So, yeah, Kamui is definitely holding us back a little bit, and hopefully we can get up to the back of Hulkenberg now and see if we can get that P6. But it's going to be a bit of work now, but at least we can use the stint to actually flex our muscles a little bit. Right, there goes Hulkenberg, finally in for his stop. That stint has gone very quickly, but I just haven't been able to break that 1 second barrier. I have not been able to get close to Hulk at all. He is so fast this weekend. Really well done. I don't know what they've done down at Williams to make him so fast, but fair play to them. We're still running in 7th, still pretty good, up from 10th from the start, up into 3rd now, but obviously got our pit stop this lap. Yeah, the tyres have been okay. I think it's when they get past 6 laps, that's when it gets ropey. So, yeah.
Your pace, the car behind's catching you.
We won't have to do that again this race. Obviously, Button is going to be a lot faster than us, isn't he? So, yeah. Obviously, got our pit stop this lap. Let's just get to the pits nice and safely. There we go. Pit stop time. Pit stop number 2. Let's get into the pits. Very nice. Alonso and Hamilton staying out, so maybe they're on primes at the moment. Haven't checked the race director, but I assume that's what they're doing. No one else into the pits behind me. Schumacher staying out, it looks like, as does Webber and my teammate Kamui. Rosberg staying out, but there is looks like a Toro Rosso back there. Looks like Alvashwari into the pits, and we're going to rejoin in P10. Thank you very much. As there's Sutil, it's going to be close between us two. It's giving us the room. It's going to be side by side. Oh, can't brake. Sorry, Sutil. Oh dear. Very cold. Cold tyres, cold brakes, kind of washed out into him. And luckily he saw that coming. So excuse me. All right, P10. Let's try and stay ahead of Sutil whilst our tyres are still cold. It's very important to stay ahead of the Force India right now. It's Rosberg running up ahead of us, obviously yet to pit. But yeah, P10, lap 14, about to cross the halfway point of the race, and it's looking good so far. Or is it? Here comes Sutil. Is it too far back? Let's use our curves and defend. Go very defensive just in case. Yeah, he's not close enough, is he? Right, that's Webber and Schumacher into the box, and I think Webber has just jumped Schumacher. So I'm not sure what's happened to Schumacher. I know it's Hulkenberg. Okay, scratch whatever I said. I'm not sure what happened there. It's Hulkenberg now behind us. So we've jumped Hulkenberg in the pits. I've just clocked on to what's happened. He was obviously on prime tyres. I should have really noticed that as I was running behind him for 6 laps, but we've jumped Hulkenberg. Obviously he's going to be on options now though, so he's going to be faster, and he was marginally faster than us when we were on options, so it's not a good omen, and he will probably catch us up quite soon. But we've got 6 laps to go until our pit stop for our last set of option tyres, so I mean he's obviously going to have to pit again around then as well, so it's going to be pretty tight between myself and Hulkenberg, I think, for this 6th place today. And there goes Rosberg finally. Alright, so we're up into P6.
The guy behind you is fitting the option tyre. Looks like he's going for a shorter stint.
Yeah, well obviously, because Rosberg was just on prime, so he's going to go options to the rest of for the rest of the race, sorry. So yeah, up into P6 now. Felipe Massa up ahead, 9 seconds up the road. Probably a little bit out of touch for us now, but let's try and consolidate this P6, I guess. Okay. There's Vettel and Hamilton in for their last stops of this race. It's now lap 23. Absolutely nothing happened in that latest stint, really. The gap up to Massa was kind of maintaining at 9 seconds, but then the gap back to Hulkenberg was always increasing by about a second a lap, and I think Webber has now passed him for 7th place, and the gap was about 11 seconds before Vettel and Hamilton came in. So yeah, the no man's land that I found myself in was increasing by the laps. So yeah, running pretty lonely in this race at the moment. Up in P4 at the moment, but a net P6. We got our pit stop this lap, so we'll head on to a set of options to finish the race, and I'm pretty sure that it will be a pretty easy run to the finish line. So yeah, we'll see us in the pits at the end of this lap, but then after that, probably no more highlights unless something happens ahead of us. Well, fingers crossed. Look at the marbles on the outside of the final corner there. Looks like Massa's in the pits and Buttons just come out, and that's not good for Massa. I mean, it's good for us. We held him up nicely there, but we're going to be right behind him, aren't we? I think that's Webber into the pits behind us, so that's like a Mercedes back there as well, and yeah, nice and easily back into P6, but Massa, the gap up to him has been cut in half thanks to us. I mean, that must have been a pretty poor pit stop for Ferrari if he was being held up by us. He was about 8 seconds behind, 8 seconds ahead of us, sorry. So could there be a little race on between Massa and I? I mean, we're very close in the championship. I'm actually 1 point behind Massa, I think, in the championship, equal with Vettel. So could Massa be starting to be my championship rival? Who knows? Yeah, you can see my brakes getting a little bit warm across the bridge there, but yeah, glad we are not having another failure like we did in qualifying yesterday. Alright, let's see if we can catch up with Massa, but if not, this could be the end of the highlight reel for today. Alright guys, so you join me here on the final lap of the race, lap 29, still in P6, right after our pit stop. We just weren't catching Massa, so I've really taken my foot off the gas, turned it down a couple of gears, and just, you know, cruise on home to P6. Obviously got a sector to go, but should be all good, as there goes Fernando Alonso at his home Grand Prix. Well done. He's thoroughly deserved that again, and yeah, he's looking more inevitable each weekend. Well done to Fernando for winning today's race. Yeah, thoroughly deserved. So let's come home in 6th place. I'm really happy with this. Starting in P10, 6th place. I think the call to come in a lap later, do the overcut, was an inspired choice, and it's given us P6 today. Thank you.
That's 8 points. Good job.
Perfect. 10th to 6th. Obviously not the most exciting race ever, but like I said before, not every race could be an absolute banger. And to be honest, I'll take it. After the last couple of races we've had, I'll take it. P6, a nice little 8 points to take home with us. Cannot complain one bit. Well, let's have a quick look at the rest of the results from today's race. Obviously, Fernando Alonso winning by 7 seconds ahead of Sebastian Vettel, who's back on the podium. Well done to him. And Lewis Hamilton, P3. What a beautiful podium that is. Some three absolute legends of the sport there. Jenson Button just missing out though by a second to his teammate in 4th. Felipe Massa 5th. Ourselves 6th. Webber 7th. Yeah, not great again from him, but 7th is okay. Schumacher ahead of his teammate once again, and Nico Hulkenberg only coming away with 1 point. That is such a shame for him, as I feel like he deserved more today. But yeah, that Williams didn't really have the pace to compete with the likes of the Red Bulls and the Mercedes, sadly. Anyway, Robert Kubica missing out in 11th place, Karun Chandok 12th, my teammates down in 13th. He was up in 8th at 1 point, and to finish in 13th is a real shame. Look at that, 2 tenths between Kubica, Chandok and Kobayashi there for 11th place. Alguersuari down in 14th, Danny Rick right behind his teammate in 15th, Maldonado up from 21st to 16th, but still not great. Sutil 17th, and again, a weekend to forget for Vitaly Petrov. 9th to 18th. We obviously saw him run off wide at the start of the race, didn't we? When Webber went off too. So yeah, I think that's what ended his race. Heikki Kovalainen up in 19th, the first of the back markers, quote unquote. Jerome D'Ambrosio 20th, Trulli 21st, Senna, Bird and Danny Close, the last of the finishers. No DNFs today with realistic damage, so fair play. The AI are in good form. Alright, let's take a look at the standings then after today's race. Alright, here are the standings after today's European Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso extends his lead at the top to 21 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Nearly a whole race victory ahead, but we saw last season that wasn't enough, was it, for some people? Anyway, Sebastian Vettel, after his second place and fastest lap today, he's up to 4th place ahead of myself and Massa, but we're still only 3 points behind Massa, 6 ahead of Webber, and then a further 7 back to Michael Schumacher. No other changes in the driver standings and no changes also in the constructor standings, but the gap is getting smaller. It's 12 points between McLaren and Ferrari. Red Bull had a good haul of points here, but they're still nowhere near these front two teams, and Williams up to 9 points, only 1 behind Force India now. Alright, well, that was a bit of a doozy, wasn't it? I'm sure you guys did enjoy that somehow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Next time out though, it's my home Grand Prix at Silverstone. The British Grand Prix, always a classic. Hopefully that does spring up some good racing, and I think it's the first race at the current new layout, so they like the Hamilton Straight into Farm Section, Abbey, and then the Loop and Atria and whatever, and the Wellington Straight of course. So yeah, that should be fun, and if you did enjoy that race, please leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to. And we're getting close to 50 subscribers, which is madness. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but to me that is a lot of people. So thank you very much for the continued support even after the winter break. And yeah, we'll see you guys in Silverstone. Take care.